Theater is not just applicable to the entertainment industry, it's applicable to life. Like, you learn confidence and you learn how to, I think the biggest thing is empathy. When you're on stage and you're playing a part, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes, and by doing that, you're learning how to love people better, you're learning how to understand people better, you're learning how to communicate with people better because you have to understand them. And so just that by itself in theater is so important.
As a student, I would say that GRCC helped me with my showmanship in that I was able to be creative, especially actually really in theater class when I took improv. That literally was the best class that I've taken at GRCC. It was personal development, it was social development, and those really are two of the biggest aspects of going to college that I wanted. I mean, I love my education, don't get me wrong, it's great, knowing the quadratic equation, and it's such a wonderful thing to be able to crunch numbers, using business statistics. I love that, it's so beautiful. But really, the tools that I use on an hourly basis when I interact with people would be social skills and that confidence that I've gained from, taking classes here.
People think that acting is so competitive. It does not have to be, and my experience is that it isn't. I felt as if everybody wanted to hold me up and put the mirror in front of my face so that I could see the successful me, the confident me, the capable me, and also the me that is willing to learn, the vulnerable me that will walk into a room and say, I don't know.
I hate acting. I've never taken an acting class in my life. I can't stand being in front of a camera. But the technical theater classes really fit in with how my brain worked. The ability to work hands-on on something, I didn't have to be theoretical. Being able to work with your hands and understanding bass troubleshooting is something that a lot of people have problems with, and I credit GRCC and the time I spent in this theater to give me the ability to learn how to troubleshoot, to think critically of a situation, and to attack it in the proper order to find the resolution the quickest. Technical theater classes, either way, are going to give you the basis for how to work in a group, because in theater you have the directors, and you have the designers, and then you have their keys that help build all the stuff. So you have to understand how to work in a team, and how decisions you make can affect the rest of the members of the team.
Now, when we're talking about Latino, African American, Asian, minority students, you learn the history of what we've done in theater and in the arts movement. You can learn that in theater. I learned about the Federal Works Project and the vaudeville and the minstrel shows and all these movements that otherwise I would not have known about. So when I got to college and I started learning those things, that made an impact for me, because then it made me realize I'm not the only person doing this. And there are people that I can look back and be inspired by and be proud that I'm following in this lineage of creativity, that it's not just about me, it's about all those that came before me and all those that are going to come after me. I think that's what theater teaches you. It teaches you a little bit about everything, politics, religion, society as a whole.
It might be scary because it does take you out of your comfort zone, but that's a good thing. You get to meet more people. You get to, that's opened me up to the whole school. I see people in my theater classes who are in other classes where it's not structured as socially, where you're just like sitting in classes, and theater's really more about like talking to people and getting to know people, and I really like that. You have fun and like you learn skills that will help you in all your other classes as well. So I would say go for it. Even if you're nervous, something good always comes out of it. It's nerve-wracking to go up on stage and to talk to people and like give a performance, but at the end of it, like it feels like such a relief, and it feels really good to have been like, yeah, I did that.
There's a really big sense of accomplishment when you're in a show. For me, it was even more so than that, because I had some issues just growing up that I think a lot of teenagers are fresh out of high school. It's a very vulnerable time, and I had always been very, very shy in my lifetime. I couldn't make eye contact with people. I have a very soft-spoken voice because I just never really thought that what I had to say even was important to be heard. And to go through classes and to constantly be putting yourself out there with the safety net of having other students around you that are also putting themselves out there, and then having a teacher there that's constantly giving you the tools so that when you put yourself out there, you know what you're doing. It was just a very important time for me, and I think especially kids coming right out of high school, it's a really good opportunity to have, even if they're just taking a theater class as an elective. You don't necessarily even have to be a theater major, but to have the opportunity to grow in your person like that, that's it's priceless.